Hi guys, Blake here today with the Lilleys Landing Resort and Marina on beautiful upper Lake Taneycomo. It is Wednesday the 30th of March, second to last day of March. We are up here spot locked at the cable and I'm going to do the one cast for you today. So I've got a plethora of things with me today. Just been kind of trying a little bit of everything. I'm going to start off with my 5-weight TFO Pro 2 fly rod. Got one of the rudder reels on there. I believe this is the rudder line that we sell in the shop. A little bit more affordable options there. And today I'm going to be throwing some stuff that Brett Rader gave me. Captain Brett Rader. That's one of the scuds he ties up. Looks to be like a size 14 there to me. And that is his kind of pink egg fly. I've done a few drifts here today. I've only caught one fish so far, and I caught it on that pink egg. I've tried a trout bead and another different type of scud. I tried a white jig. I threw a jerk bait over on the bank down there above the boat ramp. It's kind of slow. They are running 2 units again all day, and so I adjusted my rig here. I've got about 20 inches or so from my weights to my first scud, or to my scud, and I've got another 12 to 13 inches to that pink egg fly. And I started off with an AB size weight, which is 0.6 grams, that bigger one there. And I decided that I needed just a touch more weight, so I added a number 4, which is 0.2. So the total is like 0.8 grams there. And I've got this set on, oh boy. Let's see if I can get this knot undone without doing any damage. Okay. I've got that on 4-pound line actually, all the way down. I've got a medium size airlock indicator and in total about 12 feet of leader material total. And we're gonna get drifting here. We are starting on the north bank. Gonna drift kind of closer to the front of the outlets here, not right on top of them, but get a little drift going here. Well, it has been raining all day. The rain finally just let up. Water load casting. We got, as soon as the rain disappeared, I got a good wind blowing in here now. The wind was completely, I'm gonna recast that one more time. Alright, there we go. That's my official first cast. Yeah, the wind wasn't blowing at all when the rain was coming down, but as soon as it light up, the wind came rushing in. So that medium airlock bobber is just the right size for this kind of flow. It's enough to hold up that extra split shot, but not too much. You can still see it ticking pretty well. You always want to make sure that you have enough split shot that it's hitting the bottom, and you'll be able to see that by your indicator every once in a while kind of ticking or getting pulled back a little bit. with just that one AB split shot on there. I just don't feel like I was touching the bottom quite often enough. There's a fish. It is challenging to work with this much leader material. There we go, in the net. Fish on the first cast. Man, it's been a while for me since I did that. We're gonna hit spot lock so we don't lose any ground here. Alright, calm down, buddy. No. That's not what we wanted to do. Alright. There we go. A fish on the first cast. Oh. And that one was on that pink egg pattern. I think adding that little bit of split shot was definitely the right move. I got a lot better bounce on the bottom there than I did the last time I came through here. There's another fish. Go ahead and hit spot lock. Wow. Oh. In the net. This is a really colored up rainbow. Really pretty. Not very big. But real pink fins. See how I'm tangled there. Alright, come off the spot lock. I'm holding about, at the moment, about come on now, about 35, 40 foot off the bank here. Getting ready to go past outlet 2. Sometimes you gotta point your trolling motor downstream, give that boat a little extra push. Make sure you keep your drift even with the boat and don't get it going down the lake too far. So I'm already double everything I've done so far today. And I think I can pretty much attribute it to literally just changing that little bit of split shot. I just didn't have quite enough on there earlier. We are going to go ahead and we are going to change sides here. Like to hit the edge of this island down through rebar, past the root wad, kind of down to the top of Big Hole, and then we might just restart and run back up again. Seems to be where I've gotten all my bites so far today. I thought about going down and trying by Andy Williams down to the Narrows. I think that's another good spot that this scud egg combo would work. But as they say, sometimes you just don't leave fish to find fish. Okay. Sorry guys, I hope that water droplet wasn't there that whole time. So keeping the right weight, keeping a nice even drift with your indicator straight out in front of you, least amount of line on the water as possible, are all things that will benefit your ability to hook up with fish. Now that the sunlight's shining bright, it is a little harder to see that dark pink indicator. I could see it really well whenever the cloud cover was thick and the rain was coming down. So last night, Sammy and my friend Mark, we went out night fishing. Got started around 8:30 or 9, and we came up here to the cable, started on the south bank, and the bite was a little slower than it was 4 or 5 nights ago when we went out. Actually quite a bit slower. They actually dropped the water about a foot or maybe a little more. I didn't actually get on my phone and look at how much they dropped it, but I think that may have had some effect. That cold front that was coming through for this storm may have had an effect on the bite. We still wound up probably putting 10 fish in the boat by the end of the night. Tried a plethora of the Signature Series colors, and the Plum Stupid and the Darth Maul turned out to be the ones that caught fish last night, but the bites were definitely few and far between. that wind. Oh yeah. Never let your line get pulled down this way too far. It'll pull on your indicator and cause those flies not to drift at the right speed. So that's why we bend our line forward and try to keep it as straight as possible. Sometimes you can kind of high stick the rod and that'll help it, but with as much wind as we have today, I've got to keep that line laying on the water. So just have to do a little extra mending. Alright, we went below the root wad and we are just coming up on the start of Big Hole. You can kind of tell where Big Hole starts over here by this little miniature island, little piece that sometimes sticks out of the water. Just about right in front of that is where this flat turns into the Big Hole. And if you're over there on that side, you can tell by that big sycamore tree that's down in the water below the drain pipe that comes out of the bank over there. We call that outlet 4. I don't know what its real name is, but that sycamore tree that's down below the pipe sticking out of the ground there is the start of the Big Hole on that side. It goes all the way across. And I think this is where I'm gonna go ahead and reel in, and we're gonna just run back up and try it again. So when I'm using this super long leader like I have right now, this 12 to 13 foot, I bring that indicator pretty much all the way to the top of my rod. I grab my line here, come down, wrap it around the base of the reel, and then I just bring that nice and carefully as not to hook myself back up the rod until I can find a eyelet to hook the last fly on. That's kind of a way that you can get away with doing that without having to reach up there and readjust your indicator and then go back up and set it back deeper. So we're just going to run up and we're going to run that side again instead of going down the lake and trying somewhere I haven't tried yet. Back up to the cable. Find which side I put my fly line on here. knock off got a little excess moss on my scud there. Clean that off real quick. I always want to get the moss off. I know we talk about it all the time, but it is important. Okay. Anytime I move the boat, I always flip my line to the opposite side. That way it doesn't get caught in the trolling motor. Okay. Boat a little push downstream. I actually think I want to recast that one more time. Here we go. That's better. Yesterday, Dwayne told me that, Captain Dwayne told me that the nightcrawler bite for the afternoon was their better bite. I think they drifted from Fall Creek to Short Creek with those. I'm not quite in close enough to the bank, I don't think. We're gonna get a little closer. Recast that. Oh my gosh. There we go. So when I'm holding my fly rod, it's something I've started a practice of over this last year. I keep that line tucked right here underneath my pinky. I've still got my line so I can pull with, but I don't set the hook by pulling the line and pulling on the rod. I set the hook by holding tight with my pinky and pulling up. It gives you a little better control, a little bit faster hook set, and once you do set the hook, you've got the line looped already ready to pull and fight the fish, whereas when you have it over here and the rod hook set up here, you've got to bring those two hands together again in order to get the line fed into your hands so you can strip. And it took a little bit to break the habit, but for the most part I've gotten the hang of keeping that pinky. And you don't have to use your pinky, you could use any of your fingers, but I've gotten the hang of doing that, and it certainly helps with the hook sets and fighting the fish. Oh, we didn't get any love on that drift. Oh, I lied. Oh, and I lost him. Oh. That was definitely a fish. Felt him shake his head about 3 times there. All 3 of the fish I've caught today are all just hooked right on the very outside edge of the lip, which generally means that they are biting very light. They're not grabbing it and holding on to it, they're just barely pecking at it. I'm gonna scoot just a little bit towards this island this time, but I'm not gonna go all the way in. We're gonna stay out here in the little bit faster water and see if there's maybe a line of fish a little farther out. Somewhere right in there. When I bring in to recast, you always want to pull in until it's manageable, until you get that bobber off the water indicator. Then flip her forward again. Once you start trying to cast an unmanageable amount of line, especially when you got that much leader, you can get tangled up pretty easy. I've drifted that line over there kind of like right below rebar. Last 3 or 4 times I've done a drift and only had like 1 bite there, and I haven't tried out here yet, so that's why I'm scooting out and trying a new line. See if we can find fish laying somewhere else. It is just a touch deeper out here too. Right there behind the island, it's pretty shallow. Oh, I was not quick enough. He pecked that so fast. Like it's gonna start raining again. We got chances of rain, decent chances of rain all the way up until 6 or 7 tonight. I should probably pull this in and make sure I don't have moss. I've been going for a while here. We're gonna do it. And I think I'm clean. We're only gonna go for a second longer here. We'll go back down to Big Hole again. Make sure. My rain's starting to hit the camera lens. Well, certainly not on fire, but I have caught a few and missed a few, so not too terrible. And everything's come on that pink egg today. No action on my other two scuds. Didn't have any bites on the white jig when I threw it, and I did not have any bites on the jerkbait when I threw it. So, oh, and no action on the trout bead either. Doesn't really seem like I'm quite ticking the bottom very good anymore. I think we're just now entering Big Hole, so those flies might be taking a little bit longer to dive down and hit the bottom again. But I think we're going to go ahead and call the video there today. We thank you guys for watching. Like and share us on Facebook. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we'll be back out to do it again tomorrow. Thanks for watching, guys.